Hey everybody, Self-Care Challenge Day 22. Are you taking care of you? Are you checking in with yourself? Are you aware of how you think, of how you feel, your beliefs? And when I say feel, back that up for a minute, I mean emotions as well as your physical sensations. Are you grounded into your physical body? Do you tend to get a little swimmy in your head, or do you feel kind of wonky? Lots of things really, depending on how deep you want to go with that, right? So let me share this a little bit more. And then, so that self-awareness is huge anyway. Self-care challenge, the S in self-care, all about my acronyms, right? Self-awareness. Again, being self-aware in mind and body and spirit, all the things. One of the things that came up for me recently. So let me add contribution freedom, right? So happy Contribution Freedom Monday with Iona Mead and the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network and Soul Legacy Academy. And in my own reflections, my own self-awareness on how I contribute or how I don't, if you will. So how I show up to offer things and how I state them. So we've had conversations about communication, right, in the throat chakra, and how we feel, again, grounded in our physical body or being swimmy in our head. The root chakra, so self-awareness today, dealing with and resonating with the root chakra and that physical awareness of ourself, and then contribution freedom. Root chakra deals with the feeling of safety and security. It could be a false feeling, right? Because we never truly know what to expect at any given moment. However, it's not to build fear in every given moment or to worry about what ifs and what may happen next. It's just having that awareness and that acceptance. It's kind of freeing, right? You have that surrender and acceptance and just being present in the now moment and just allowing it to be what it is, right? Yes, we have choices and we do that intentionally. Again, Iona teaches intentional living codes. So we set our intentions and we take the steps and the action to move in that way, in that manner. It's sometimes deeper, right? So I set my intention, excuse me, I set my intention, say, to complete certain tasks in the day. And I set my intention to maybe wake up at a certain time so I can get those tasks done in the day. And I set my intention to come on live, right, and share with you to help with the journaling process so we are aware, assess, and align what our energies are like today in the root chakra, dealing with our self-awareness and our contribution freedom. And if we pull in my acronym of best you, our beliefs, right? So our beliefs around all the things, the beliefs around myself, how I'm quote unquote supposed to be, how I'm quote unquote supposed to contribute, how I'm supposed to feel, how I'm supposed to think, right? All those imagined supposed ideas. And then am I, right? Do I feel in alignment with my highest, or am I drawn in the ego space, right? In that humanness space. So just assessing where I am so I can be in alignment with my highest. Kind of jumped around there a little bit, so I hope it still made sense. Excuse me. So energy in the root chakra, that sense of, again, whether it's quote unquote true or not, but a sense of safety, a sense of security, feeling stable, right, within ourselves. And oftentimes we base that on what is going on around us, right? What does life look like outside of us? What is my job currently? What's my income right now? What bills do I have to pay? What do I owe out, right? We start to focus on what's outside of us, and sometimes that can make us kind of wonky, and then maybe we don't feel so safe and we don't feel that sense of security, right? We may get sucked into that feeling of lack and scarcity, what Iona has called the poverty consciousness, right? Doesn't feel good. And then we jump right up into our headspace, ego headspace, and try to control everything, right? I have to do this and I have to fix that and I have to control the situation and I have to make sure that this is going to come out right. And I mean, this is what I've done in my past anyways. You can let me know if you resonate. Have you done this as well? And we do get wonky and we get stressed, and then we lead right into burnout, right? But it's in those moments that we get grounded, that we really pull within our bodies, right? Get into this present now moment and get quiet and allow God, Source Creator, to lead us, right? We're not trying to micromanage every moment. We're not trying to feed more energy into that stress, into that lack, into that scarcity, into the fear, into the whatever it is that we might be feeling in the root chakra. Again, get present within ourselves, get present in the moment, get grounded. And how do you, drop them in the comments, how do you ground yourself? How do you improve, if you will, that sense of safety? And is it a sense of safety, or is it surrender? Is it faith? So sometimes the mind can get a little challenging on, or yeah, exactly that, challenging on, is it safety? Is it surrender? Is it setting intentions, or is it having faith and allowing, right? Can we have both? I'll just let that sit for a minute. Can we have both? I believe we can. It's we're setting intentions and we're moving towards that, and we are aligning. Excuse me, we are showing up, we are contributing, and we're allowing. Because a lot of that has to deal with our mindset, the ways that we think, our beliefs, and our emotions and our feelings, and the energy in it. So I can set my intentions and I can show up and contribute in a way that's in alignment, in surrender, having faith that I'm being guided in those moments of showing up in contribution, right? That it reaches who it needs to reach, that I am receiving in the process of it, right? It's a full energy inflow, outflow. Our energy moves, it's not stagnant. I mean, it can get stagnant, but when it's healthy energy flow, it's inflow, outflow, right? It's not just one direction or another. It's not all contribution without some form of exchange of energy. And whether that exchange of energy is just the honor of seeing a process, right? The honor of giving, the gratitude in giving, it feels good, right? Or whatever energy we're receiving back. However, let me also add that empathic healers, we have you heard of money blocks? Mhm. Money blocks are anything that block our ability to receive financial freedom. There's that. It's the best definition I have for a money block. A money block, let me repeat it, is anything that blocks our way of receiving financial freedom. So it could be our own mindset that keeps us in the dark, hiding, right? As Iona says, we want to show up, speak out, and serve deep. So a money block might be the thing that keeps us quiet. It keeps us hiding and not showing up or not serving, right? Maybe we show up in different ways, like poking our head out to say hi, but not really speaking of what we're doing or not really doing what we say we do. Money block could be the mindset of just fear or that old stuff of like feeling unworthy. Many of us have childhood trauma. And there's layers, right? We have this lifetime of layers. We have past lifetimes of layers. There's just layers and layers and layers and layers. And I don't expect that we all clear out all those layers completely. I do believe and fully support that we have in those layers that we clear them, that we do release them, that we do heal through them one layer at a time, right? And as we clear one, something else may surface, and we have an ability to clear that too, if we choose to. Some of us block it, right? Some of us continue. I think it's an ongoing journey as long as we're here in this lifetime. It's part of our journey. Sometimes we get that little break of relief, and other times it's like, oh my goodness, it could be overwhelming one after another. But point being, back to the whole money blocks conversation, a money block could be left in those layers of gunk, those layers of wounds, those layers of childhood traumas, right? So there's no blame, shame, and guilt. That's not part of the process. We don't blame, shame, and guilt ourselves, not in my world anyways, because I'm about that self-care and having love for self, right? Mhm. So do we have that unworthiness? So if you're familiar, I'm writing a book called The Worthiness Trap. That worthiness trap can get us caught up and leave us broke in many ways, but financially broke too, where we're not receiving or we're not willing to receive because we don't feel worthy of receiving, or we're not showing up, or we're not contributing in the way that we know that we can, even though we have that thing that's like, no, I can't, I don't believe it, and I'm telling myself it's not true. There's a part of us that knows that we can. We have that passion and desire to do so, but we don't because of the mental chatter that we feed ourselves, right? Money blocks. That's just what we're calling them, money blocks. It's not just money that it blocks, and it's not always directly tied to money, or we don't always notice that it affects our finances. But if we take a moment and we do a little bit of clearing of those layers and take a little bit of increasing our self awareness as we do on Mondays, right? We may start to see those connections. That what we do or don't do, many of our choices in life affect our finances. And that might be receiving and it might be maintaining. I've been in positions where I was receiving just fine, and man, did I blow it, right? And my other thing is gifting and giving. Oh man, you guys, how many of you love to give, right? How many of you love to give? Like tithing went from that 10% of your income to 10% over your income because you start charging and going in debt because you want to keep giving and you done ran out of your money. Anybody else ever done that? I have. So clearing those layers, being self-aware, making some of those connections, right? Having that feeling of safety and security, noticing and making connections too on how it affects other decisions that we make, whether it's choices in our careers, jobs, whatever you want to call it, right? Are you a content creator? Are you an empathic healer? Do you work 9 to 5, right? I want to call some jobs like those soul-sucking day jobs, right? I giggle, but I think most of us probably have experienced them at some point in our life. W- Not that they don't serve a purpose either. I'm not saying that they don't serve a purpose, but maybe you don't feel that it's that purposeful for you, right? They're not fulfilling your desires. They're not fulfilling your own passions. They're not, excuse me, it's not in alignment with what you really have a desire to do. So, what helps you get into in alignment with that? I've shared before that, I went to college to be a social worker, to be a counselor therapist, work in addiction treatment, and there are pieces of that I absolutely loved. Huge passion and desire in the mental health and addiction treatment fields, right? But then over more time, it didn't feel fully in alignment with me anymore. I learned about Reiki. I received Reiki. I was taught Reiki, right? I'm like, now I want to do Reiki. So I just completely shifted out of the social work field and went into teaching Reiki, doing Reiki, and then teaching Reiki. So it's interesting how those financial choices that I made, though, right, in that process. So I'm still paying for that social work degree that I'm not exactly using anymore. Not that I lose the education, right? We still maintain our learning. It's just what we're doing with it or how we choose to use it. And the fields that we or how we even if I stayed in the career, I was kind of, as you see, processing through that for a minute too, working nonprofits versus private practices, right? So where your passions really lie, and then how you're able to receive enough income for your own survival, right? Unfortunately, in our passions and desires of giving, we overgive. That's where I was going with that. We overgive and then we deplete ourselves. And then there's really nothing left to give other than a desire to give more. So now you have a desire to give, but nothing to give. That's not in alignment, right? That is not in alignment, which is where a lot of the self-care, the self-love, my self-love movement, some of that self-love movement stems from. So as you learn Reiki, if you're an empathic healer and you're learning Reiki, whether it's through me or another, be mindful of you taking care of you, right? Again, there's that desire of wanting to help others, but denying self in the process, wanting to heal the collective, but denying self in the process. We start here. Like literally, we start here. There's a saying that healing starts with you first, and many of us will say and regurgitate that phrase, but then not give it to ourselves first, not heal ourselves first, not be aware of ourselves first, right? So please be mindful of that. And speaking of, if you would take a look at the description box with this video, you will see some links there. And the first Tuesday of every month, I have a collective energy clearing monthly Zoom call. So if you would sign up for that and you can join us on that live, it is free of charge, right? It's my gift to you. Iona has her call on there. I have the link available to you as well as her masterclass. We have some other gifts for you on there, links to the 7-day Chakra Healing Challenge. Please take care of you regardless of where you are on your journey. Always make you a priority. Always make time for you, even if it's just a few moments, okay? And however you choose to do it. But these are just some offers here. And before I hop off, let me go over, if you have the 7-day Chakra Healing cheat sheet, and if you don't have it yet, it's available in the 7-day Chakra Healing Challenge on my learning portal. It's another just an add-on bonus for you. Some things that we can do for our root chakra. So to help us with that feeling or sense of safety and security, even when the world around us might not look safe and secure, it's healing hands or use the Reiki or whatever healing modality that you use, right? But healing hands, if you hover over your root chakra and just allow that energy to clear, balance, and align. It's a beautiful process. It's a beautiful thing. You just breathe into it and imagine this white light, right? Add to it. You can just use your hands, but I like to add the white light, the energy of the white light through it, the Reiki energy. Color red resonates with the root chakra. You can wear it. You can use your like jewelry, crystal stones. You can close your eyes and imagine a red light in your root chakra. Other things around you, right? You can use for the color red, foods that we eat, things that we drink. I'm drinking red cranberry juice, just saying. The solfeggio frequency that resonates with the root chakra is 396 hertz. And if you want to continue on your journaling with some affirmations or reflections, think about what I have. So even sometimes when we think we don't have enough, right? So when the energy is off in our root chakra and we feel that sense of lack or scarcity, really be mindful and point out even the smallest thing that you have. Do you have clothes? Are you wearing clothes? Not being smart, but seriously, if you have something covering your body, something that's protective, it's something that you have. Even if it's not yours, you have it on your body right now, right? Take it down as little as you can and start building a list, and you may find that you have more than it felt like in that moment. We just had to interject and switch our way of thinking and have that gratitude for those things that we do have. The element of the root chakra is the earth, right? So, of course, grounding. We can get outside and get our feet on the ground and some water in the sand. I had posted a video yesterday. It popped up in my memories of when I was in Florida and I was standing on a sandbar. So, even just the memory and being in the energy again of having my feet in the water and in the sand was amazing. Some earthing and grounding going on there as well. So, that is our homework for today, as in addition to what I just listed on that sheet from the Chakra Healing Cheat Sheet. Choose something from there. Gift yourself a little bit of time. Gift yourself a color, some deep breaths. Even if you don't do the bare feet in the ground, if you get out in nature, if you can't get out in nature, if you have indoor plants even, right? Or just think about the earth and the energy of the earth and receive that and ground with that. Ground within your body even. Just breathe into your physical body. Be mindful of all of your 5 senses, your 5 physical senses, right? Sight, sound, what do you hear, what do you see, what do you taste, what do you touch, what do you feel, right? What do you feel when you touch it? Pay attention, not just don't fly through it so quickly. Really pay attention to what you're feeling, what you're seeing, what you're smelling, what you're tasting, right? Helps us ground into our physical body. So, with that said, I think I scratched some good surfaces today. I will leave you to the rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow for sacral chakra healing, which governs our emotions, right? Ooh, I almost dropped my stone. Sorry, guys. So much love to you. I will see you tomorrow.